afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Mildred Church. I am from Nairobi County, and my SDG is 17. Though I really feel all of them because they are so interconnected. You can't separate them.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
From Nairobi County. I'm specializing in SDG number 3, good health and well-being.
Yeah, so I'm located from Greater County and somebody in climate action. I have crossed SDG 17 partnership with it also. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Kabun, senior from Kamuga County, but currently I live here, Nairobi. My SDG will be number 2.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Antonia Misonga. I'm based in Tree County, but currently live and work in Nairobi. It's hard for me to put which SDG I work on, but I have done some of them. Gender equality. Currently, I'm working towards ending inequality and, of course, partnerships for the goals. Thank you. Hello. My name is Leah Wayaki, born and raised in Nairobi. Champion for SDG 3, 4, and 17.
By the way, if you might not remember the SDG, you can just check here.
Good afternoon. I'm Mogambi from the County, currently Pajani County, SDG 13.
Ruth Nyatichi from Kisii County, currently in Kiambu County, SDG number 3.
Hello. My name is Lucas Msuka. Born and raised in Kitui, but I'm currently working in Nairobi, specializing in goal number 3.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Mr. Brian, born, raised, and studied in Busia County. I champion for SDG number 2 and SDG number 4.
Hello, good evening. I come from Nakuru County, SDG goal number 4 and 11. I recently wanted to against my name. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kevin. I'm from Kiambu County. I work in an economics field, so my SDG is SDG number 8, recent work in economics group.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm Kasim Maraka, born in Mombasa, raised in Nakuru, sleep in Kiambu. Battle here in Nairobi, but we go to sleep in Kiambu. I'm more for 17, but mostly number 3. That is well-being and good health. More humanitarian work for elderly and the children. Thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. My name is Phoebe. I'm from Nairobi County. My SDG is number 15.
Hello.
I'm Sylvester Wenda. I can say I come from Nairobi, but I'm a man of all counties. That is because I just came from Mandela this yesterday tonight, and I'm going to Kajiado after this and other places. So according to SDGs, I can say that I work on so many of them. Basically, I guess in number 3. Because I'm also running a foundation which works on the needs, the personal social needs, and elderly. So I basically run through all these things. Thank you.
Hi everyone. My name is Chief Nexo. I'm from Nairobi. Okay. I'm a youth advocate, and also in terms of SDG, I spearhead almost all the SDG except
Hi everyone. My name is Francis Maro. I come from Inequalities County, but I'm a student at UON. So my SDG, I think it will be about quality education. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Nado Jailus. I come from Nairobi County, but born at Kakamega. I currently work with the CAMS organization. So basically my SDG is SDG number 3.
Hi everyone. My name is Jane, and I wear different hats. I work with a global organization called Cities Rise, and our focus is on mental health. So I work on SDG number 3, but I'm also in so many things. I also run an organization that focuses on youth.
My name is Arnold Gekonge, and I'm the team lead for Champions for SDGs. I had some people were almost saying Actually, someone somewhere told me, when I told them I'm coming from Champions for SDGs, they told me Champions for SDGs. I asked them, what did you say? So, maybe we can just hear from you, your name, your county, and your SDG, and then I can present a brief about the initiative before we hear from the guest speakers.
Okay. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. My name is Florence from the SDGs Forum. We are a coalition of science organizations that are targeting SDGs 1 to 16 in Kenya. And so I'm very glad to join the youth performances. Within our network, we have also a youth coalition for SDGs. We have indigenous people. We have very many other sectors that are trying to do this. So I'm very glad to be here and to join your work and to motivate you that we need to holistically champion SDGs. Thank you.
So, Champions for SDGs was founded in March 2019. It's been a few months now, and we aim to amplify the voices of young people, educate them on the reason why we should take the initiative of contributing towards sustainable development and giving them a platform to access opportunities to make a difference in their communities in their own little means. However small it can be, it can actually make a difference. The SDGs came about from a United Nations declaration that came about after the MDGs, which were up to 2015. And when the heads of state and government high representatives at the United Nations headquarters met from 25th to 27th September 2015, they actually decided on the SDGs that we continue to talk about now until 2030. They committed, as you can see in the quote, that we are committed to achieving sustainable development in the dimensions of economic, social, and environmental in a balanced and integrated manner. Further, they resolved that between 2015 and 2030, that they shall end poverty, hunger everywhere, and also combat inequalities within and among countries to build peaceful, just, and inclusive societies, and to protect human rights and protect gender equality. As I said, the Champions for SDGs is a youth-led network that is bringing together like-minded young people to contribute meaningfully towards the realization of a future in which all of them are informed, economically empowered, and actively take part in global development issues, regardless of where they come from, or even their economic status, and also regardless of their gender. Our objectives, number one, is to provide a platform for young people to actually speak up and contribute to global sustainable development by active participation. Also to link youth champions with opportunities to make a difference in their communities, and through inspirational people who are also doing something in their community. As you might learn, when you get to interact, you learn that the people you are seated with are people who will actually inspire. And also to their leading youth network of young people that is creating positive change in the community. Today we'll be talking about 5 particular SDGs, and the central one is quality education. You realize that the theme of this year's International Youth Week or International Youth Day is quality. It's speaking on quality education. However, we'd like to also speak about good health and well-being, climate action, and reduced inequalities.
And I remember I went for an exchange program that was organized by Norwegian Peace Corps. And part of the tour that we were doing in different countries, we had Kenya, we had Norway, we had Sri Lanka. So we went throughout and we traveled. At times we even had to sleep in bags, in classrooms and things like that, trying to get leaders and policymakers to talk about the new, but then it was new sustainable development goals that were going to come up. And also to talk about where is the funding going to come from. When we now have 17 from the previous one, but we had about, I don't know, 7 or something like that. So how is that going to be funded? So, and right now, so many young people who are taking the lead in different aspects of the SDGs. But now today I want to talk a bit about the good health and well-being and relate it to this day as a youth, because I'm still a youth. So, one thing is that being a youth or being a young person, you have some, you know your needs, you're the expert of your own life, and at times it can also be like the government needs to do this, I'm not supposed to do this. So there's always that confusion between being a young person and working together with other stakeholders. So when you talk about good health and well-being, you realize that when you, on SRHR, you get that the most people that are affected are these young people. We have high teenage pregnancies. We get high mortality rates among these young people. We get young people still being the same people who are affected or infected by HIV and other STIs. When it comes to mental health, you still find that the same young people, by the time you get to 25, most of the mental illnesses have come up already. So you see that being a young person is sort of like a burden. And if it's not looked into, if the young people are not empowered or educated, because at times we can't just wait for problems to happen and then say, oh, we are going to bring care or we're going to treat them. Because at times it has to start from promoting health. And how do you promote health? One is to come up with the education as a key component, but not just education, bringing young people together in one room and saying this and this. It has to be structured in a way that we not only give knowledge, but we also give skills to these young people in order for them to be able to protect and promote their health. It could be something like organizing trainings and ensuring that we have SRHR, telling young people or empowering young people on ways they can protect themselves not to get infected by STIs. It could be, when it comes to mental health, it could be something that you empower these young people, because when you talk about good health and well-being, it's not just you being seen there. It means that you have to live a productive life. It means that you are able to contribute meaningfully to your society. And it means that you are able to cope up with challenges, everyday challenges, that comes across in your life.
Somebody who scored an A cannot deliberately go for teaching. And somebody who scored a C, C minus, and even D are welcome. Come, we'll offer these teaching courses, right? And this person is going to teach a doctor, an engineer, something that he wanted to be and failed to be, right? Okay. In this instance, is it fair? Why can't we value teaching? Why can't you give attention to teachers? Why can't the government even decide today and say, for you to go for teaching, you must score an A, you must score an A minus, you must score a B plus? Why can't teachers never be paid the same salary as the doctors can be paid, the engineers, the pilots? A pilot can save 100 people in the crew. An engineer can construct a large building that can accommodate thousands of people. A doctor can save somebody's life, but a teacher can take a tender Nothing, from nothing, a brain tender, mold it to something. Why can't we value teaching first in order to achieve quality education?
Within the state planning, there's a department called SDGs, which is chaired by the state planning. And within that, it's a multi-stakeholder committee that brings together government, the NGOs, brings together civil society, private sector, academia, and the various stakeholders within the country. And so we are part of that, and the SDG Kenya Forum is co-chair with KEPSA, with the Kenya Private Sector Alliance. And so for the first time, you can see the kind of vision that Kenya is holding on to in terms of bringing different stakeholders. It's not just a government agenda. Within that also we have representation, we have the academia, media, and so forth. So I think so far a lot has been done in Kenya, but of course much more needs to be done to ensure that now the implementation process speaks at grassroots level. Apart from implementation that goes on within the different sectors, could it be private sector, could it be academia, could it be government, the kind of budgets that exist within national processes that talk about health, that talk about peace and security, that talk about climate action, that talk about all these different things, urbanization, the cities and so forth. There's a process that was not there within the MDGs, and this is the voluntary national reviews, the reporting system. Before MDGs were just implemented, but there was no voluntary national reviews. This process particularly is open to countries every year in July. It happens in New York. It's called the High Level Political Forum. And so during then, countries volunteer themselves to report, to say at national level, as Kenya, as Uganda, as South Africa, as the United States of America, this is the process we've been doing. And this is how far we've gone, these are the challenges, and these are the aspirations we have as a country. And so Kenya reported in 2017. Just maybe a year or so after the SDG adoption. And so after that, the good thing, once you report, is sort of you evaluate your process and maybe lay in between processes that are central. And so that process is ongoing. This year also, Kenya prepared a report. It's called the biannual report on SDGs. And all these are accessible. And so maybe through the organizers, I'll be able to share some of these materials. And also, if you go to our website, there's a lot more you could also find on the SDG process in Kenya. And so mine here is just to really encourage you during this International Youth Week for us to really amplify youth voices, to ensure that young people, for example, if you're talking about education, what is the role of education in aspirations of development? What are the gaps that exist within the current education system? How do we, for example, amplify our voices to this current CS and ensure that some of these processes are well done, yeah? On issues of health, when you talk about young people accessing health services, this is the one group that in many ways there are a lot of inequalities, and there are a lot of young people out here maybe without resources, without having maybe the income, and when they get sick or when they want to access medication, it's almost impossible. If you're a young person and you're not working and maybe your parents are retired or they're not able to support you, and it's really, really difficult. Again, we have a very big youth bulge in this country. Very able people. We have very young people who are able, who have education, who have the energy, the skill, but again, the opportunities are limited or they're not accessible. Yeah. So how do we, as Kenyans, as young people in Kenya, come up with a united front to ensure that we can take over this nation? We are told that we are the leaders of tomorrow. Yeah. It's not about that. It's about us leading now. What are the opportunities? What are the strategies? How can we lead and ensure that our voices are heard? Yeah. When we get into the processes of government process, I've had critics, people say young people, when they get in there, they forget their fellow young people, yeah? So how do we ensure that we change some of these narratives? How do we showcase young people who are leaders and who are doing great things, like yourself sitting here? You're all here because you care, yeah? You're all here because you're leaders, right now, not of tomorrow, but just right now, yeah?
I thank you all for coming and for being willing to share with each other and engage, and being willing to make a difference in the community. To the